Yeah, you know she's a spellcaster, definitely.
Do I know what kind of spellcaster? What I might be able to expect her to be able to do?
If I remember correctly, the only thing she's done so far is a fireball.
Okay.
Firebolt, I think.
Firebolt or something like that. Let me double check her character sheet actually. Oh wow, I haven't put anything into her character sheet. Okay.
Oh no!
I take that back. I don't have seen her do any spells. So you have, I guess you technically would have no idea. She's not looking at you because she thinks you're the leader or anything like that. You're just the closest person.
Right. No, I'm trying to think of how I could utilize her.
Even though technically Rand is the leader of this group.
He is, but I'm saying she doesn't know that. She's just looking at him. It's kind of like when you walk into a room and you don't know anybody and you kind of look at the closest person for support or whatever. I do have her character sheet. I just realized I haven't put any of it into Roll20 yet.
You know what? Rand has plans for her, but nothing relating to the battle right now. I'm just gonna hold a hand out and signal to her to just wait on my command for something to do, because right now there's too many people in her way right now. It's very cluttered up here, and we've still got people that are trying to work out where they're positioned in regards to these zombies. We've bottlenecked them, but we are setting ourselves up, essentially.
Okay, so let's see. Now this zombie in front does what he does pretty much every round, which is try and grab Halsey's character, or grab Ainsley.
Is that the
Strength
one?
check.
Okay, we've got these guys marked, right?
By the way.
Yeah, he is the one
They're
that's
no longer
Okay, so
listed
he's
now.
gonna have a -2 to his attack roll for that.
Okay, so it'll be this -2
Okay, that's
versus
not gonna hit.
versus reflex.
Wait,
Yeah, that doesn't hit.
No. You just rolled a 2d6.
Oh, I'm
damage
sorry.
roll.
You're right. I am sorry. It was supposed to be this -2.
So does a 15 hit
So
your
15 to reflex.
Oh, reflex.
Because he's trying to grab.
That's a reflex.
Mm-hmm. That's why
So
he
what
does
do
manage
I-
to grab it so many times.
It's going against your
What do I-
defenses. It's not a contest. It's versus your reflex.
So you
My
go to-
reflex is a 13, is what it
Yes.
says.
Okay, so you're gonna get grappled.
Okay, so yeah, he
Okay.
definitely manages to grab you.
Alright, can I do a reflex save to try to deal with that,
No.
or no?
You
No,
will on
it's-
your turn. You're in a grab state,
Okay.
which just means you can't move anywhere. And you do a save throw at the end of your turn. It's a save throw -5 because the zombies
Okay.
have a -5 penalty to them. And then for its damage, it was supposed to be the 2d6 plus 2 for the damage, so we'll go with that. It's 7.
Well, I
With the
got
roll
such
argument.
tiny arms, I could probably just claw him in the face.
It's very possible. But he does 7 damage on
You wouldn't be able to reach. You just be like.
That's what but they're longer. They're tiny, but longer, so I should be able to reach him with my
Yeah, it's
sharp,
like
at
little
least
T-Rex
my
arms.
big gnarly claws. Well, they have that gnarly big front claw that I
That's
should
on
be
their
able
feet.
to use.
That is on the feet.
But,
So yeah, you'll be able to retaliate on your turn.
So that's what that zombie does. The other zombies keep trying to push in, but they can't seem to get past that front zombie heading toward you guys. The big
and
guy
that
back
giant
here.
thing in the room.
The big guy back here takes another step, and you feel the ground just thunder, and you hear this squishing sound as he squishes the zombie in the back, just completely smashes him down into nothing.
Fuck.
You see blood and like black blood and brains just kind of out over everything.
He
He's
just
smashes
stepping
into those little guys.
What's this fucking shaking?
Can I see what that is?
You can see out the doorway. You can at least see part of him. I would say probably like this lower half here, or maybe from the waist down. You can tell that he is big.
So it's larger
ugly.
than the doorway.
Oh yeah,
And
he is
it's larger
big.
than the
He is
doorway,
ugly,
yes.
and he is massive.
But I can't tell
massive.
anything other than that. Okay. What do
He
his
looks
feet look
pretty
like?
massive. Why don't you
He's
roll
definitely-
a perception check and try to find out?
Yeah, he's definitely big. You
I'm
can tell that
gonna
without
do
a
that.
perception check.
Can Petrie make a perception check as well?
On your turn.
Okay.
On my turn, I want to make a perception check to see if I can tell what his feet look like, because I was a gladiator. I might be able to tell what it is.
Oh, okay. Do a perception check. It is your turn. That'll
Oh,
be
it
your
is.
minor action.
we
Dope. I will always roll low every time.
Well, a 13. Yeah, you're having trouble seeing past all the zombies that are in the way, but you can tell the foot is big and it's not human. I mean, it is definitely kind of warped. It doesn't look like it's got 5 toes, but
Is it
it's
cloven?
you can't tell.
As a player, I know that's a yes.
That depends
Okay.
on how well you know me.
I know all. Let's see. Okay, this guy is marked.
Yes.
Are there two people in that space? Two zombies in that space right now?
I think there are.
No, there's no space that has 2 zombies in it because
you just cut that out?
they
Okay.
occupied 2 spaces only when one of them was afloat. And
Yeah,
since
it's
Zevelix is
that
gone,
one.
they've fallen and spread. I've spread them out
Oh, you
again.
spread them out. Okay, cool.
Okay, let's see what I'm doing here.
So it might be advantageous for me to just leave
1,
this thing there
2,
where she
3.
is.
How strong am I? Ooh, probably not enough. This pile right here at the doorway is presenting significant problems. Okay, I'm going to definitely tell everybody that we need to... She's grappled right now, isn't she?
Yeah, I can't move her out of the
Yeah,
way.
she is grabbed right now. So if you wanted to try and like yank her back or something, it would require a strength check.
Yeah, but I don't think I can reach her. Because what's his name's in front of me.
Yep.
However...
Frozen is definitely in your way.
Oh, that wouldn't let me do that, I don't think. Let me see what the... Okay, I need to look up Trick Strike really quick. Because I'm about to make an argument that is very much so a semantic one.
You make an argument? No.
Ah,
Right? Dear God, that never happens.
Okay. So the rules for how sliding works specifies it has to be to an empty square, doesn't it?
yeah.
Yes.
Fuck.
So basically, sliding is just a movement to an empty square that
Yeah.
doesn't provoke opportunity attacks.
I was gonna make the argument based on it not specifying empty square. But since slide has its own rules that do, I can't do what I was thinking maybe I could do. Okay. I'm at a negative shooting into combat. Shit. This is a bad position, guys. This is not good. We need to either force our way out there, or we need to back up. We need to back up. We need to back up and draw them into this hallway.
Well, it'd be nice, but I can't do anything until you guys move.
She can't back up because I'm. Well, you can technically.
It would be if you
It
weren't
would take
grabbed,
extra
it'd be
movement.
terrain to back.
It would take extra movement. It makes more sense if you guys back up since you come before me anyway.
Right, I understand that, but right now, you're grappled, and I go before you.
You
Yeah,
could drag her.
Let's not metagame because I have my own plans for dealing with grappling, and you guys got to do what you got to do.
Just remember you can drag her.
Saying, I can
You're a strong
technically
guy.
get the fuck out there and start attacking the big guy. I just don't want to do that with another 5 zombies to deal with. I need to thin them
Yeah,
out.
and I also put myself there on purpose because I can do damage to the front guys and maybe like drop back and drop a shield or something.
Okay, I have another question as a player.
Okay.
Okay, I'll just lay it out. What I'm thinking is of taking my Cure Light Wounds potion and throwing it at the zombies.
Okay.
But I'm almost certain that that won't hurt them.
Yeah.
I'm trying to wonder how the rules treat light potions.
Well,
And
it's not so much how the rules treat it. How much does
zombie
your character
damage.
know about how they behave?
All my character knows is this is a healing potion and these are undead creatures. That's what he knows. As
But
a
that's what I'm
player,
saying. I don't know how much your character, because you haven't given me a huge amount of backstory other than he was a cage fighter. So I don't think a cage fighter
not a
would
cage
know
fighter.
how.
He was a gladiatorial fighter that was a street urchin when he was
Okay.
younger.
Same idea. His
Yeah.
background wouldn't indicate that he would know how a healing potion is going to interact with an undead creature. There's nothing in there that would indicate that. So I would say he doesn't know what would happen if he decided to do.
That's okay because I don't know as a player either. I'm just thinking sometimes these things can hurt undead things, but that's player knowledge. And I can't think of a justification for why Rand would do that.
Yeah, I cannot either. I don't think he would decide to do that. He'd probably see it as a waste of a potion. He'd more likely use it on
Exactly.
himself or a person nearby.
Yeah. Well, I'm
than
sitting here
throw it
looking
an
at.
undead.
You know what? You know what? I know what I'm gonna try. I'm gonna take one of the bracers from that piece of armor, that magical armor set that I found that is clearly magical and is reacting with runes around here and everything, and I'm gonna hook that at the motherfuckers and see if it scares them off.
Okay, so you're choosing to throw one of the bracers?
Yes.
Give me a dex throw.
Woo!
dex
Something
roll?
that I have a lot of pluses in, which is good because every time dice hate my existence except for when I rolled this character, the only time.
Use all your good luck at once.
All of it at once on the character stat
Wait,
rolls.
I don't see your roll. Did you roll? Oh, there we go. It's coming through.
Oh my god. I
That's
actually
pretty
rolled
good.
I rolled an 18.
All right. I'd say that's good enough that you managed to avoid hitting the two allies you have in front of you. And it goes flying back and it hits this zombie in the face and just falls to the ground.
Oh, knocked him prone. Beautiful.
Nope, didn't knock him at anything. It just bounced off his face and hit the ground.
Oh, he didn't hit the ground. It hit the ground.
It hit the ground.
Well, Rand vehemently curses because his plan didn't work. This time he will not sit down and cry, though. Nathan, I have no sound from you. Are you muted yourself?
I'm not muted. I'm looking at stuff and talking to myself. Not
Silently?
Silently, yeah.
That's a new one? Okay. Okay, so I'm gonna count that as my standard action. I have a movement. Okay. No, I'm not gonna shoot her along. I'm gonna stay put. I'm gonna stay where I'm
Your
at.
perception check was definitely your minor. You've done everything but move.
Yeah, I'm. You know what? I'm gonna trade my movement for another minor.
Question.
I wanna duck down and see if I can get a better line of sight through everybody's legs at this creature. And roll another perception.
My thrown weapons use my strength.
Well, better than a fucking
modifier,
2.
right?
Well, okay, hold on, Nate. I didn't hear you, but I'll have you repeat it in a second. Okay, so you duck down, you try to see through the feet. You do notice that the foot has 3 toes.
3 toes. Okay.
Now, since you're trying to compare this, you're trying to compare this to your knowledge as a fighter in a gladiatorial combat. Give me a history check, and we'll see if you can match that 3-toed foot up to a creature.
Yeah. Because given the nature of the employment, you see every time low lows. I love it.
So you notice it's got 3 toes. You know that's not human, and it's not obviously the standard medium-sized races, but you don't know what it is. All right. So sorry, Nate. What did you say? Something about your weapon?
Yeah, my thrown weapons are. I can use strength to throw weapons. Yeah.
I think it depends on the weapon, doesn't it? There are certain weapons.
What the key word is supposed to be. I know
Versatile, I believe.
It depends on the weapon.
Versatile is if I can.
Oh, that's one and
means I can
two-handed.
use it one or two-handed. I believe
A thrown weapon depends on the weapon, what stat it uses. Things like daggers use dex. Things like hammers tend to use strength.
That's what I thought. Okay.
Okay.
Well, because a dagger is finesse. Usually, any type of weapon attack, aside from like a crossbow or a dart, well, even a dart is finesse. Finesse means you can use either strength
Dexterity or strength.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That's
But I
right.
think typically a thrown weapon is gonna. A thrown weapon specifically is gonna be strength. I was just wondering because I think I've got it wrong in my sheet, so I'm just.
You know what? I'm gonna make a DM decision on this one and say it depends on the situation. If you're in a situation like this where you're trying to throw it past a ally, I know technically they don't create cover, but you'd have to use like dexterity to make sure you don't hit your ally when you're throwing it past them. If it's directly in front of you and you're going whack, then you could just use strength because you could hurl the thing.
Yeah. I mean, the dexterity, I guess.
I know that may not line up with the rules correctly, but I feel that that's
Well,
how
yeah, because they don't provide cover, so.
Yeah, but them providing, they don't necessarily have to provide cover to the enemy to present an obstacle to you making your throw.
In my head, what I'm thinking is they don't provide cover because they would duck out of the way as best they can, but you still have a possibility of hitting them even though they're ducking out of the way if you don't roll dexterity high. So
yeah,
that's my call.
Throw it too lower than you thought you were, that sort of thought.
But it is your turn, Feldner.
Okay.
That's okay. She's a big tough paladin. She can take it. I can throw a potion at her right after that.
I love how you seem to think the potion works by just cracking over her head and then like falling on her.
Oh no, I know that won't work. See, I was thinking as a player, it's like I wonder if this liquid would interact with an undead creature at all. That's why I was trying to reason it out for my character, but there's no way he would even suspect that.
All right, well, Feldner, you're up. What you doing?
I'm just making sure this is in here correctly. I was gonna throw my earth rod hammer.
Okay.
The one up front here. You said it's a dex roll, right? Basically.
Well, I would say you still use strength for the actual attack roll, but you'd have to make a dexterity saving throw to make sure you don't hit the person in front of you.
Oh, that's fucked up.
Why?
Because that last time I threw a hammer past her head.
Maybe you should have done it last time you threw.
Ooh.
15 versus AC. You said a dex saving throw?
Well, not a dex saving throw. Do a dex roll, and if it's above, make it pretty easy because she's probably going to be ducking out of your way. Let's say if you make it above a 7, you don't hit it.
That only has a damage roll of 4.
Okay. So yeah, you easily miss her, and you whack it right into the zombie's face, and it does 5 damage. Just kind of, you see an indentation on his skull, and then the hammer drops to the ground.
And I go, Aisling, can you please?
Did it hit my bracer?
And I'm gonna shift back. And
she's not here, so she can't hear you. She's coming back right now.
Well, let her know when she comes back.
I didn't hear what he said. He asked me to get back.
Can you please grab my hammer?
Oh. Did the hammer hit my bracer?
No. We'll go with no. They're both laying on the ground side by side.
I don't want him to get hurt.
Is it my turn?
Let's put it this way. Even if it did, a
hammer
lightning falling hammer isn't going to hurt a plate mail bracer.
Yeah, well, I don't want to scratch
Hey.
it.
So, Halsey, what I did was I threw
You threw it in his
my plus one
worried about scratching.
The zombie's not going to scratch it. It's
past
plate
your
mail.
head, and I hit the zombie, and it fell to the floor. So I shifted back and asked you to pick it up.
Alright, and it's Aisling's turn.
Okay. I'm assuming the zombies in front of me are the one in front of me directly. Is it dead or is it still alive?
No, it's still very much alive. It's got a little bit of an indentation on its head from where the hammer hit it, because he only did 5 damage, but he's currently grabbing onto you. He's got you by the shoulders and he's trying to bite you.
Okay, can I do a strength check to get him off of me?
Well, what it is you'd normally do, it's a save ends. Grabbed is a save ends thing, so at the end of your turn you'll do a saving throw to see if you can get loose.
Is she able to sacrifice a movement or something to break free?
Yeah, I was was thinking I could break free first and then back up.
You know what? I will go ahead and say sure. If you roll, we'll do this. You can do the saving throw as your movement, and if you succeed, you can back up.
What? Okay, hold on. What about?
Grab my hammer.
Yeah, I heard you. Wiener.
Thank you.
I don't know if I'm gonna get it though.
Do you know what a wiener is?
So I'm gonna use this because I was hoping that
Whoa.
might
Okay.
be useful.
Nice.
Shielding smite, so
And
you're hitting the zombie in front of you.
yeah, like what's in front of me. Hopefully, I can smack them backwards and shield myself for more damage so that I can get back.
Okay, well that definitely hits. Is it a particular type of damage?
Let me double check and then I can just click on it.
Radiant damage. That's good.
Yeah, if it's radiant, it's amazing because of the smite, but I bet it's bludgeoning.
Let me look it up. We don't have a compendium in this game, and I have the rule book. So give me 1 second. We're playing 4E this round,
Yep.
correct? Okay.
It says
Just
a
wanna make
melee
sure I'm in the
weapon,
right book.
so it uses whatever damage the melee weapon does.
Okay, would you read the whole thing if you're gonna look it up faster than me? Or maybe like
shield forms in front of a nearby ally as you attack with your weapon. Encounter divine weapon. Standard action melee weapon. Target one creature. Attack charisma versus AC. Hit
Hit
two weapon
plus charisma.
plus charisma modifier damage. Effect until the end of your next turn. One ally within 5 squares of you gains a power bonus to AC equal to your wisdom modifier.
So I'm gonna throw that on Feldenir.
What kind
Okay,
of
yeah, it
weapon?
doesn't specify a type of damage, so we'll just say it's the -7. Okay.
It'll be
Yeah,
her
I'm just
weapon
trying
damage.
to basically like.
What kind of weapon are you wielding?
Talking over me when I'm trying to make a statement or anything.
It matters, honey.
Yeah, I get
but
that.
let her
But
finish
you're
talking.
totally interrupting me. It's kind of fucking rude.
I was already looking up what the weapon was. We can let her talk. Remember, story over stats. We don't want to run an accounting game here.
So I've got my pistol. Okay,
Yeah, but
so
still.
I'm gonna draw my pistol as a bonus action, and I'm gonna fire at the big thing.
How are you gonna do that?
It's a melee weapon.
Do I need a melee weapon?
You have to spend an action point to make another attack.
It's a melee weapon.
No, she's saying she wants to pull out her
Well, no, that's
hand crossbow
considered
equivalent.
I would consider it a bonus action. I'm pretty sure she already had that thing out because it's the only weapon she has other than her breath weapon.
Yeah.
Oh,
so it's
it
already
is.
out.
Yeah.
We'll say,
Oh, so you're rolling that against the big guy.
Yeah, I'm
I
firing
thought
at
you
the
were doing
big
that
guy.
against the zombie.
oh, you're
Well,
not firing at the zombie that's holding you?
My shield is up. I've got my shield up. And I wanted to fire at the big zombie to maybe like take some chunks out of him while he's back there. And then I wanted to back up on my next turn as he comes forward and squishes the other zombies.
Okay.
So I'm basically trying to piss him off to do a bunch of damage and bulldoze these motherfuckers and then get stuck in the doorway so we can pick him off from there.
Gotcha. Okay, yeah. See, since everybody talked over you, Bren, I didn't know that's what you were going for. So
I've got my pistol and I just put my shield up on, and if I have to pick someone to put it on, I'm gonna say it's on Feldenir. So when I back up, I'll be behind it, or he can come in front and have a shield and do some damage. But I'm going to, okay. So my first action was casting the spell. So my bonus action, could I?
No, it's built into the attack. The shield is built.
yeah,
Okay.
it's all
So I can fire as my shield is coming up.
What kind of melee weapons does she have? Because the attack that you did, shielding smite, is only a melee attack.
That's
it's
what I
not
was trying to say.
I don't have a melee weapon,
Then you can't use
so let's.
Well, I'm sure you would have
something else
something.
then.
Let's see. If
I
she's
don't.
a cop, you'd probably have a
Oh, a nightstick
like a police
or
baton.
something.
Yeah, we'll say
Yeah.
it's a police baton. Yeah, which would have the stats of a standard club.
All right.
But does she have one?
So we'll count the roll.
No, hold on. I'd rather do holy. I'd rather do holy strike then.
Okay.
And then fire on the zombie back. The big guy in the back. I mean.
Okay.
Can I do both?
You would use an action point.
Yeah. Can I use my action point to attack him with pistol.
How many action points do I have? Jesus.
Okay.
We have like 3.
Holy
Stop
strike
talking
is-
over me, guys,
Sorry.
for real. Like, it's not cool. Alright, so if I
Halsey?
do Holy Strike, does that take up my move?
It won't take up your move, but Holy Strike is also a melee weapon. I'm not sure if you have anything that does like a special.
I can still do my police baton, but I
Okay.
don't need to waste my shield right now, is what I was thinking.
You would just be hitting either the zombie in front of you, or like either this zombie, or you'd be hitting this zombie. To hit the big guy, you'd
So
have to be
I
making
can
a range.
I can whack and squish the guy in front of me with Holy Strike,
Mm-hmm.
and then I can fire back behind him with the pistol. Correct?
Well, no,
Yeah,
because
but
that
still has
that would
Or
take
is
an
that
action
all?
point because
Okay.
it's 2 standard actions.
So I'm gonna draw my pistol and fire on the zombie then instead. The guy in the
Okay.
back. I'm gonna fire on the big guy.
So make a melee
And-
basic, or I'm sorry, a ranged basic.
I'm not sure how I would do that off of this one. I get really confused when we switch character sheets
Okay,
at
go
first.
to your inventory.
All right. I'm
Let me
in
roll
there.
from here. Where are your attacks listed?
Did we just move me out of my inventory? Because I thought I was.
Let me
Sorry,
look
I
at
think
your-
that was me.
Let me look
So
at
it's
your.
a 1d6. It looks like it's a 1d6 plus 1 for the hand crossbow.
Yeah, but how do I fire it?
That's-
Shouldn't there just be a button?
No, you're gonna have to roll 1d6, a d20 plus 1.
Was it a D6 or a D20?
He was saying damage. I'm saying
Oh.
to hit.
One
Well, yeah.
D20.
To
Plus
hit is
1.
going to be a d20 plus your
So it's a
dexterity
No,
modifier.
it's a 20. 22. And
16. And then for damage, it's a d6 plus 1.
So 4
So
damage.
4.
4.
Was the 21 to hit? That's the first one.
Okay. And then let's see. So you're firing on the big guy back here.
I have a +2, so I have it's a 21.
That-
That's your dex plus half level.
Yeah, that
Yes.
will not hit. You fire the bullet. It manages to technically hit him, but you see it just kind of sink into its skin and stop.
Okay. Do I have enough? Okay, so can I do the reflex to get this stupid zombie off of me now?
Yeah, it's a saving throw, so you just have to roll a 10 or above.
It's a
It's
Roll a
a-
d20.
Just
It's
roll
a
a D20.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. 13.
Now,
Okay.
is she able to
So
switch
yeah.
places with me?
Yeah, you managed to rip free and switch places with you?
Yeah.
Yeah, we'll go ahead and say that. You're able to back up and you can switch places
We'll
with
do a
Feldman
rook
if you
maneuver.
want. Yeah, that's what I'm thinking. Is you
Fast
kinda,
link.
Did you grab my hammer?
No.
the bracer and the hammer are both still sitting at this zombie's
Son
feet.
of a bitch.
Yeah, I fired at him and you decided that I was switching places with you. Back it up. I was like, okay.
Okay,
Alright.
I'll go ahead and
Get
move you
behind
back
me.
there.
As I
Alright.
could have grabbed that hammer without that switching bit,
What
but
is that? Oh, that's the door. Sorry.
that's an
That's-
alarm telling me to go
No,
get
he
the
meant
food
on the
out.
screen.
No, on the screen because you
the
guys were
doorway.
covering up
Yeah,
the.
you
I think
were
it's
covering the doorway.
technically I think it's an archway, but same deal.
Okay.
Whatever.
And it's Quarrel's bat.
Yeah, cool.
Yeah.
Bat's still there.
Yep,
Okay,
I'll
so
move him.
we have another zombie that tries to make his way in, and he moves into the empty space.
Maybe we get our food out of oven.
Feldener steals himself.
What did I miss? Alright.
Quarrel, it's your turn.
All right. So, first off, I would like Petrie to make a perception check on the big motherfucker in the background.
All right.
And he uses the same stats as I have. So he would be perception.
11.
And then I'm sure I won't know what he knows until he gets back to me.
That is correct.
1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. That's him. He's coming back to me to tell me what the fuck he thinks it is.
So with an 11 right there, he just tells you this thing is giant and it is ugly. It's this big grayish brown thing with a giant mouth, giant hands, giant feet, and it's holding some kind of big piece of, you can't tell if it's a piece of wood or a giant bone or something, but some kind of giant bludgeoning weapon.
Would my background with being a wizard and all, would that would I be
Roll an
able to
Arcana check.
surmise? Huh?
Roll an Arcana check.
Arcana. I love those. Cause I'm a beast. Boom!
Okay, so yeah, you recognize the description that he gives you as a troll. Not just any troll, but a giant war troll that people would use in war times in order to try and overrun armies.
And I heard everyone like talking about like what the fuck is it? Blah 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 blah. Right?
Yeah, I'd say so. You're like 20 feet from them.
All right. Basically, I'm going to tell the others from afar exactly what Petrie said.
Okay.
And would I know anything else about trolls in my studies with that 29 check?
You know, since it is a perfect 20, you know pretty much, I don't want to say everything there is to know about trolls, but you do know that there's several different types. They definitely know, they're known for smashing things and being able to heal very well. You'd also know that their weaknesses are typically either acid or fire is the best way to kill a troll.
I'm gonna yell out to him. If you have acid or fire, hit that big motherfucker in the face with it. Just be careful because they are tanky. They're used in wartime, so I'm assuming that since that's here, and as I say that, it suddenly dawns on me like, what the fuck? And so immediately I grab my phone and I'm gonna text Saga that there's a fucking war troll.
Okay.
How do I proceed?
Go ahead and write in the chat what you text to her.
Okay.
Like specifically.
Okay. All right.
Go eat your food before somebody else does.
Well, it's no one else's turn, so they can't do shit right now.
Huh? You're gonna leave it for someone else?
I can't even.
Fine, I'll go get it.
Pretty sure I already used all of my encounter powers for this encounter, right?
I don't know, did you? I cannot keep track of all your guys' encounter powers and what you guys have used.
Sorry. No,
We're on a
I'm
bit of
pretty
the
sure I
honest.
did. Like the speed of thought where I did the thing of initiative, my nature's aspect where I basically shifted away from everything. I used my
That sounds
dimension
about right.
slide to get Rand and I the fuck out of there. Yeah. My encounters are done. But I still have it daily.
I saw another doorway like around this area or so, right?
Yeah.
That was pure guesswork on where it was because I can't see it.
Actually, I think you hit it pretty much dead on. If I remember correctly, I think you checked it out and it had a very heavy lock on it.
Yeah, but I'm thinking that might be a back way into this room.
Actually, you know what? I take it back. You never did check out the door, but you saw that it was there.
Yes. I'm thinking that I might behoove me on my next turn to hightail it in that direction to see if I can get behind everything here.
That would be up to you.
I'm going to voice that, in fact, for everybody to chime in on. That I think I saw a back way in, potentially.
there's a back way in, someone needs to stay up here or a few people need to stay up here and draw their attention.
David, I really hope you scaled down the stats on this fucking thing.
Why are you looking
I am
that up?
revealing nothing.
Why are you looking that up? You're not supposed to do that.
Sorry.
It's cheating.
That's metagame.
Yeah, are you looking up what I'm telling you?
Hmm?
Am I gonna have to stop telling you
Aldenir
the
doesn't
names
know
of
anything.
stuff so that you don't metagame?
We're picking on Nathan.
Because I could do that. I could stop telling you it's the war troll and just be like, yo, and see let you guys flounder.
Yes,
Is
and
this
then
chicken?
tartar sauce on the fish.
This is chicken then?
Yes.
Okay.
There's one fish on your plate.
I see. Thank you.
Alright, well, since Ryan said that there's another door, I'm gonna step forward, grab
I think
Petrie,
there might be
and
another
head
one.
back. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5.
But if anybody has... Oh, I was just planning on climbing over you, bro. So if you want to take that back, you can.
No. I'm headed that
I know
way
what he's
too,
saying.
because I need room for spells and such.
Aldenir says, as soon as we get some of these zombies out of the way, I'm going for that big motherfucker.
Okay.
And
Yeah,
I
but if
can get
anybody
to him.
wanted
I
to...
know I can.
If anybody wanted to say...
Aisling yells,
Hey,
I shot
don't
that thing dead
leave.
on and nothing happened. Just be aware.
David, did I get word back from, well, I mean, that's 6 seconds, so I mean, you probably won't text me back that quick. So that's my turn. That's what I'm gonna be doing.
Okay. So yeah, it's definitely going to be a little bit before she responds, most likely.
Right.
So.
And on a side note, can you bring Petrie to the front? Like, move him to the front. That way I don't lose him.
Aren't you able to? You're not able to move?
Well, I can move him, but I can't, like, put him to the front on the layer order. Because he keeps getting lost behind everybody's portrait.
He's
No, he's
showing
on
the
the
front
front.
on mine.
I don't see him at all.
Yeah,
The problem is he's right on top of you, Coral. So you have a black and gray
yeah, okay.
person, and he
We
has
just
a black
blended
and
in.
gray look. But he's right there. He's in front.
Yeah, I see him.
Okay, alright. Well. Alright.
So,
Well, I'm gonna have... He's on me, but I'm gonna drag him behind me. That way I can see him.
okay, so Ellen Finchie, having gotten no real orders or instructions, kind of peers around the corner and sees the zombies coming and sees everybody backing up and decides to take a few steps back herself.
Hang on, I told her that she needs to hit the fucking troll thing with fire acid. I yelled that out to everybody.
Well, that is true, but she was kind of looking to Rand for orders, but given that she has no room to maneuver up here to try and throw any kind of fire or do anything like that, she takes a few steps back
Okay.
to let everybody.
I didn't know if you caught that or not. That's why I was saying that. Sorry.
Let's see. Zombie is still pushing through. This zombie moves forward a little bit. This one's still trying to mash through. This one's still trying to mash through. This guy moves over here. Naughty talky talk. Keep moving the big guy. There we go. He starts moving there. So yeah, we step up to the war troll, and he takes another step towards the door,
Squish!
mushing another zombie. And brains and guts just go flying everywhere. Just a big smash, and they come trickling down across the floor. And the other zombies don't even seem to notice. They're still just pressing towards their food source.
Brains.
What?
And
Rand
hissing, they're going
really
to-
thinks he saw what might be a back way into the room.
Rand,
So-
it is your turn.
If Aisling has any objections to him hightailing it over
Why?
there, okay. Okay, what I want to do, just right off the bat, I'm going to tell you, I'm going to trade in my standard, cash in an action point, and trade that down for 3 movements.
Okay.
That gives me
Action,
15
wait.
squares, 18 squares.
Oh, you're
trading it in to get a third movement because I need 5 squares to get over these two.
Yeah, I mean, he can do that. So you're literally just changing in everything to sprint. Like you're
Yes.
turning and running.
They have that in 5e. It's called haste.
I have a bad feeling about this.
That's as far as I can go.
Okay, Feldner,
Hopping
your
over
turn.
them.
Alright,
But now the casters can get up. I'm off doing roguey things, which is what I'm good at when I'm not rolling terribly.
I'm just gonna do renewed focus.
It's not like they can't text me if anybody has problems. Tell me to hightail it back.
12 versus AC on this guy.
Are you augmenting
Oh wait,
it?
sorry. What weapon am I using? I'm using a plus, so it's 13 versus AC. I'm using my +1 challenge seeking weapon. Challenge seeking axe. Great axe.
I don't think you're gonna get the bonus. He's been attacked, hasn't he?
No, that's fine, but I'm using it two-handed.
Mm.
Do I hit?
Okay. I don't know. Did you? Oh, 12 versus AC.
13
No,
versus
that.
AC.
Yes, that'll hit.
Okay.
Well, we know what we need now.
I'm using it versatilely, so it's a 1d. Am I good? Wait, let me double check. Great axe.
Probably 1d12.
Yeah, probably. That's. Oh no, it's just a heavy two-handed. So yeah, it's a 1d12 plus 1. And then plus my con.
Richard, in case you didn't notice.
Oh.
Which my con is 5. So. Ooh, nice damage. 16 damage to the guy right in front of me.
Very good. That's almost as much as
16 damage.
Yeah.
All right, so you make a solid strike using your hammer on this zombie, and it manages to knock off one of its arms. It just drops to the floor. Black blood is spurting out from where the arm came loose.
Okay.
But it's still got you. It's dead set. Its eyes are locked on you, and
All
it's
right.
hissing and coming at you.
Action point again.
Okay.
He means
25
it.
versus AC. So same roll. 18 damage.
Whoo. Whoo.
All right, so you swing this time the hammer over your head and just come down right on top of it and knock the head in. And as the head comes in, the whole thing kind of almost decays and implodes down to the ground, and that zombie dies.
All right. So I'm gonna go ahead and move forward with my movement. Just block off the door. Aisling didn't use her shielding smite last time, right? She ended up not doing
Nope.
it? Okay.
Nope.
Alright. And I think that's it. That's my turn. I did my standard, I dashed in an action point for another standard, and I have movement, and I don't have any minor actions to use as far as I'm aware. Oh no, as a minor action I'm gonna pick up my fucking hammer off the ground.
Okay. All right, so Aisling, your turn.
And the bracer. Can I do
She's
the bracer too?
going to. All right. Did I used my acid breath this encounter already, right?
Yes.
Pretty sure I did.
Yes, you
Okay.
did.
So I'm going to aim over Feldenir's shoulder and fire on the next zombie coming forward that's still moving.
Okay.
So that's a D20 and a D6, right? So 16 and a 5, right?
It was a d20 plus 2 to hit. Okay, so that definitely hit. And then a d6 plus 1, so you do 5 damage. That is correct. Alright, so you fire the gun, you manage to hit the zombie in like the neck, and it just starts splurting out blood. That black blood just keeps coming. And this black blood is getting everywhere. The whole area
Is it
around the
this
doorway
one?
is starting
Or
to
is
get
it
blood.
this one?
No, it's. I thought you were
That
firing
one.
at this
Okay.
one. Okay.
Yeah, I was going for the next closest moving one.
Yeah, that's definitely him.
Okay.
Yeah, that black blood is now everywhere. I mean, it's getting all over the ground. It's almost starting to get slippery because this nasty ichor blood is all over the place. And he doesn't seem to notice a whole lot. He twitches a little bit when you hit him, but he's still coming. He just hisses at you.
She yells to Feldenir, "We need to retreat for now. We've got to close this door and back up and take a rest. Our only hope is fire or acid, and I need to regain some of my acid juices." Maybe Ellen. Maybe Ellen can have her stone soldiers come and take care of some of this shit for us.
Ooh, why don't you tell Evelyn that? Or Ellen?
That's what I'm thinking. So
Because she's right here.
Or you
does
could.
that mean I have a move? Because I fired on him and that was it.
Yeah, you've used your standard. You have a move and a minor still remaining.
Okay, so I'm gonna run down to about here with Evelyn and tell her, "Hey, get your stone guards out and send them down this hallway to clean these things up. Let's see if we can get past this troll thing, but I think we need to take a retreat and rest."
Okay, you see kind of a light bulb come on in Evelyn's head, and she goes, "Oh, that's a good idea."
I yell, "Hey, Fel, come on, we need you."
Okay. So you do technically have a minor left. I don't know if there's anything you want to do with that.
What are you guys doing?
For a minor, I'm going to pull out the nightstick I now apparently. No. Yeah, I grab my phone and I text Rand, "Hey, how's it coming?"
By the way, I love the fact that despite the fact that I think we've played 4 or 5 sessions in this dungeon, this is the first time you guys have started texting each other instead of trying to use some kind of weird psychic link network.
That's because the psychic link
it got sucked out of the fucking wall.
I know, but it's just funny.
Well, I keep fucking forgetting that it's a modern day game, so I keep forgetting we all have fucking cell phones.
Feldenir looks down at his phone, nods, says I was planning on doing that anyway.
But yeah, so I text Rand, "Hey, how's it coming?"
Whoops, sorry, Caps Pro. I text back, I haven't reached the place yet. I'm making my way there.
Okay, for my last little bit, I yell to Feldenir, "Hey dude, retreat. Retreat for now, back up, the stone soldiers are gonna be coming."
I yell back, "Send them, I'm gonna keep these guys busy."
Yeah, that's probably better if everybody backs off. I'm speaking as a player. If everybody backs off, those zombies are just going to follow you into the hallway.
Okay, Quirrell is up.
Okay.
This big guy can't make it into the hallway, and Feldenir's pretty sure he knows that. He can do a little bit of size appropriation. He's 5.
Just don't give him any square pegs with round holes. He'll be there all night.
I need to see how many action points I have.
You should have 2.
2?
His intelligence is 10, but his wisdom's 16. So
yeah, I do have 2. All right, so
he's not very smart, but he's got common sense, kind of.
All right.
But I think you can only use 1 action point per encounter.
That's fine.
That is correct.
I'm gonna go ahead and turn in my action point. Turn in 1 action point. Move that down for movement, so I have 12 squares of movement. 12. All right, I can get there.
Oh, God. see the back.
And as I'm passing Rand, I'm going to tell him, or I'm going to ask him, did you get my text?
Oh, well, yes. As a player, I really want you to give Rand a little bit more information about what Saga said, but that's on you. Rand is gonna run with that, depending on what you're saying. I'm just saying.
That's fine. Well, I mean, I moved back into this room, which I'm assuming, you know, because I'm pretty sure I was there whenever Aisling told Ellen to get her fucking peoples in there, get her guards and shit. So I'm gonna tell Rand that the gateway is possibly in that room because Saga said that. Let me find it. I know you. I know.
Out if I do this.
Saga said that they were they're extinct in this plane of existence.
Why?
So I'm assuming that the gateway is in that room.
It'll only get short.
We need to bring back the head of the troll, and we also need to find the owner, as it is a war crime to own a troll.
That's what Rand was waiting for. He points at you and he says, "I bet those kobolds know something about this."
Kobolds? What kobolds?
Yeah, the ones I got in trouble for attacking.
He doesn't know anything about that.
Well, maybe you should go talk to them since
You don't know
they're
anything
still
about
alive. So since they're
Don't worry
still
about
alive,
it. Just put a pin in it.
How long was I in that fucking hole? And that'll be my turn. I'll end my turn there with, how long was I fucking in there? Did you try to save me?
I wasn't anywhere near it. Does that make it my turn?
Yeah, I end my turn with facepalm.
Is it Ellen? I don't have a turn order up.
Yeah, it's Ellen's turn.
Oh,
It is Ellen's turn. Okay, so she is going to 1, 2, 3,
What
4,
did I roll
5.
for initiative? Jesus Christ.
She's gonna run her 6 back here. And 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. She's gonna run in here, and you see her take her staff and kind of set it down, and a glowing light, a little gem that's embedded in the top of her wooden stuff, glows a bit, and you see the eyes on all the clay scouts glow as well.
5 initiative rolls.
As they start to turn this direction. No,
God
I'm not
damn
gonna
it.
do 5 initiative rolls.
And then Indiana Jones is there looking for where the light guides him to on the little model of the city.
No, not
Laura
Raiders of the Lost
Croft
Ark.
rappels
Sorry.
down.
Oh god. Alright. So this zombie tries to grab Feldner. Take a nice chunk out of him, as he is one to do.
Reflex, right?
Yep, versus reflex.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, that'll hit.
Yes, sir.
21 versus reflex.
Yes, sir.
Saga does not like you.
It does 8 damage, and you are grabbed.
told you to
the other-
back up, dum-dum.
The zombie behind him is still having trouble getting at you. The zombie above him right here tries to do the exact same thing, because that's all they've really got is bite and grab, bite and grab. Whoops, where did there we go.
Roll bad. Damn it.
9 damage,
The whole
and he
point
grabs
of you getting
also.
out of the damn hallways so we could take a quick rest. Like, you know, there's a door.
We won't have time for any kind of rest.
That troll can't get to us.
Yeah, but
Ow!
the zombies are what's hurting us, and they'll just follow us in.
The
Troll
door.
takes another step towards the door and smashes 2 zombies. They're sitting in that
So there's
stage.
literally one zombie left to worry about.
Does that
And
thing
you
have reach?
And it is it's peering its head down, trying to look into the doorway, and it kind of sees Feldner, and he sees
So
its black
he needs to
eyes
get the
looking
fuck back
right
out
at
there.
him.
I hope that scares you, you little fuck.
Rand, it's your turn.
Okay.
Randy, you just felt the ground move.
I'm trying to figure out if Rand. I'm trying to figure out if it will occur to him that you might need a healing potion.
Does it occur to him that? Never mind, that's not gaming.
Okay.
Isn't it Rand's turn? Yeah.
It is. It's Rand's turn.
Okay. I'm gonna roll a dice. High it does. No, it does not. Okay. I am going to trade down my standard for movement. Plow. I already counted it out. And I want to try and pick this lock. Or I want to... Is this door locked?
So you want
I'm
to
going to try the door. I'm going to try the door.
I'm glad to see you're learning, Rand. Yeah, the door is open, so it's an iron door, very, very heavy, and it just kind of creaks open.
Oh, that bodes well. Okay, that's going to have to end my turn, and I'm shooting a text to the group that says, I think this is going to let me in behind everything.
What happened?
You can see what happened on my screen.
You opened the door.
I found a back way. And I didn't even try and pick an unlocked door.
How does it do an action again? Slash what?
Emote?
Slash me.
Alright, Aisling, it is your turn.
Okay, so Aisling. Okay, so Rand just texted everybody that he found a back door, right?
Mm-hmm.
He thinks he found the
Aisling
back door.
shoots text to Rand and says, "You need fire or acid." Just as a reminder to him, that'll be my little bonus action.
I know, I have a plan with that, but I'm asking
So then
about on my
she
next turn.
uses a movement to get up here behind Feldenir, and then I have a bonus still? So I did a movement and a minor. Do I still have a bonus action?
You have your standard
Wait, I
action.
can't get away when you're behind
Standard.
me.
I'm going to do something, you little jerk.
And technically, yes, you can. It's just rough terrain.
Okay, I want to put my arms around. I want to put my arms around Rand and
I'm not
launch us
there.
backwards,
I'm
or
not there.
Feldenir and launch us backwards.
With the zombie?
Yeah, well, hopefully he breaks free of it, or we
It's
get
holding
far
on to
enough
him.
away that this troll thing steps on it, and we don't need to worry about it.
Okay, so explain what you're doing to me one more time.
It's got him grappled right
Okay, so please just let me just say it, Brent. Thank you. I want to grab Feldenir and jump backwards.
Okay, do a strength check for me.
No.
That was a strength roll.
That is good enough that you managed to, you grab Feldenir and you yank back, and he moves, but the zombie moves with him, and you all, whoops, that's not
I was gonna say, I was trying not to do that.
She magically pulls the troll into
Like,
the hallway and it dies
magnetically
from the
pulls the
compression.
troll back, too.
And you all three go kind of flying
Skeleton
back into
liquefies and it
into the-
expires painfully.
But we can deal with this stupid zombie, and now we're a little bit further away from that monster. So I think that ends my turn.
There's this big monster they're going up against, and she did this pull thing, and I accidentally clicked the wrong thing and moved it over into the
Wait, did I
hallway.
get
and they're like,
Did I get skipped? Hold on, I just got skipped. How did... I got skipped.
Alright, Feldenir, it's your turn.
If you got skipped, I got skipped.
No,
No,
because
you
you
didn't
just
get
opened the door.
I
He's
opened
right,
the
you
door.
ran and opened the door, and then
That's what I
Aisling
didn't
went
do
and
anything.
Like, I
forgot.
probably could have either... Okay, alright, well...
It's okay.
You
But
can
she went a
still
little
kill it.
faster than you did this turn. Since you guys had the same initiative roll, we'll just say she went slightly faster than you did on this turn.
Yeah, you were paying attention to a zombie grabbing at you.
Yeah, so now you can kill it. There you go.
Alright, I'm gonna do World Slipping Advance, and let's see if I hit. It's a +1 on the roll. So 20.
Do I shift with him since I'm holding him?
No.
Yeah, 20. That'll definitely hit.
So I'm gonna shift behind him. And it's
Did you just do that? Oh my
Yes.
god.
Of course Feldinir did that. What?
One
That's
weapon
why I'm not even
plus
arguing with it.
Okay. Considering that the zombie has a hold of you and you haven't gotten released, he's gonna swing around with you when you move.
Yeah, that's fine. I'm okay with that.
Oh, you're not actually behind him, but you're
That's
on
a
the other
teleport, isn't it?
No, that's augmented. I didn't augment this.
Oh, shift.
15
I
damage
wish
to
you
him.
hadn't have done that.
Wait a minute. I really have to say I don't think you can shift there.
I see that technically it's one square, but I'm letting it slide.
Okay.
We'll call that good graces for having skipped his turn.
Fair enough.
15 damage. So yeah, you whack the crap out of it and manage to take out even a chunk of his head. One arm falls off. He's still hissing. He still has his jaw. He's got like one eye that's beaded on you, but he's not quite dead yet. But he is just about to go down.
Okay, so he looks like Glenn.
Think Glenn minus the popped out eye. Like
Spoilers! Shush!
Spoilers.
You can blame
Natural 20
Brent
for a
that
grapple.
Whew!
Oh, okay, yeah, and then you rip free, and you feel and hear the hot breath of the troll right behind you because he's peering down into that doorway.
Yeah, he's totally gonna grab you out of that doorway now. Just an FYI. But that's also a really good distraction, so good job.
Alright, so that was my standard. That was and that was the end of my turn because I saved, so I'm not moving.
Coral, you're up.
So, quick question. How long would it take me to imbue my gun, like enchant my gun with a spell that I know?
That would depend on the spell. Typically, spells that might require more materials would probably take less time, or how complicated they are. I mean, that's kind of a loaded question. You'd have to tell me what you're trying to do.
I'm wanting to imbue my gun with my Corrupt Blood spell.
Okay. How long does it normally take your Corrupt Blood spell to cast?
It's a standard action.
Can you do that with any spell, or is this just a sorcerer thing?
Well, he's a. I don't know if you're a sorcerer. You're a blood mage, right?
Yeah, I'm a wizard.
Okay. Is it just a wizard thing? To imbue stuff?
Well, or spellcasters in general. I mean, it would depend on what you're trying to do. For instance, since he's a blood mage, he can imbue it with blood type magic. Since you're a paladin, you'd probably be able to do
something with light.
Yeah, I would say so. But here's the thing: is it's not just a matter of casting the spell. If you're trying to turn this weapon into a magical weapon or something like that, you'd have to have some kind of item that you can fuse with it.
Yeah,
like probably would have to do like a holy prayer ritual or something.
Yeah, and have like some kind of holy water that you're infusing with the thing. Or in this case, you're trying to do it with that kind of blood. Do you have some kind of vial of blood in your inventory or something like that? Or are you trying to use your own blood? Like what exactly?
Well, my powers as a blood mage have to come from my blood or my enemy's blood. So with this, I would be using my blood as the catalyst.
Okay, yeah, we can go ahead and do that. That'll take. We're going to go ahead and say that it would use up all the actions for one turn.
That's fine.
It's a standard to cast the spell. We'll say minor to do the whole thing. Now, whether or not you'd probably have to cut yourself to get the blood to see whether or not that does damage to you. Give me a Constitution saving throw, please.
Like I'm completely fine with taking some damage to do this, but I'll do a Constitution saving throw.
Well, Well, this is to see if you're going to take damage, and then we'll have you roll a d6 if you do. Okay, roll a d6, and that'll be the amount of damage you take.
Great. When did that happen? Good thing it was already broken, I guess.
4. So I don't know a whole lot about this spell.
In the bowl.
So basically, what this spell does is
I've seen a lot worse.
it.
In the bowl on the top.
I've seen a lot worse.
I haven't.
It does ongoing damage equal to my Constitution modifier, and with my being a dominance covenant of dominance blood mage, I can add my Constitution modifier to the ongoing damage of the attack. In addition, I may slide the target a number of squares equal to my Constitution modifier whenever they save against the ongoing damage.
Okay, well, seeing as you're imbuing a gun with that, you're not going to be able to slide them, but you can add the con modifier for ongoing damage, and this will be effective on the gun until the next time that you have to recharge it, which would be about 20-something hours from now.
So just like a daily recharge, pretty much?
Yeah, if you remember when you got the gun, I'm not sure how you know this, but we'll just say you innately know it. You have to recharge it every 24 hours via arcane means.
No, I knew that because it was in the description.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, it was in the description.
Do you have to burn a spell slot or something like that to do that?
I have to burn the spell, yeah.
Because he's casting the spell on it.
So
it doesn't cause it to do any additional damage upon the hit, but it'll do that ongoing damage save ends on the creature.
Okay.
Without having to keep casting the spell over and over, obviously. So you do this, you put it on the table, you flare it up, and the runes on the table just light up like crazy, and then the blood that you spill just kind of absorbs into the gun, seems to meld into the power cell, and the power cell that was glowing kind of a bright white before now turns kind of a bright red.
Do I see this happening?
I would imagine you're probably focused on the door.
Can I hear it and look?
Yeah, you can see it.
Okay.
You're in line of sight.
It's very visceral.
Ellen Finchy sees it happening too.
It's their turn.
I was just asking a question so I can follow up with that on my turn.
And that would be everything for Quirrell's turn. Ellen sees what Quirrell did and does not have a happy look on her face.
I did not think she would when you said that she saw it too.
And comes walking over and says, "Why are you using my spell table?"
These are my things. I do not like it when you touch them.
The situation deems it necessary.
Haven't you ever learned not to touch another wizard's things? Especially without permission.
Forgive me for not being learned in wizardly affairs. With me being a blood mage, I'm constantly looked down upon and shunned.
Didn't you attend wizard school? What school did you graduate from?
I graduated no school.
Oh, you're self-taught? And she kind of has this sneer, like she's looking down on you now.
For a mage that specializes in the life essence that flows through every being's veins, it's kind of a rare school of magic. One that only true people of seeking power would understand.
The look on her face stays kind of the same. She listens to you, she kind of peers at you, and she touches the table, and all of the lights kind of flare up for a second, and then it goes dark, and all the runes seem to disappear off of the table.
God damn it.
Ha!
Do I hear him cursing in the background?
I don't know, is that his character cursing? Is that
Yes.
just Ray cursing?
That was both, man. I had a plan for that table because Rand had a good fucking idea. Like a really good idea.
Well, ruined.
Okay, well.
But do I hear him saying, "God damn it"?
Yeah, we hear you say that. Why not?
I yell out, "No worries, friendo. I got you."
Wait. It's David, damn it.
Truth. But he is the god.
Oh,
Good
okay.
catch, Halsey.
Good catch. Good catch.
No, he is my god. Like,
And then, the clay scouts start to move towards the zombies as she has ordered, or towards that room. Next is the zombie's turn. Guess what he's gonna do?
He's gonna
He's
grab
gonna
him,
grab
right?
Feldenir.
And the same thing he does every time.
Yeah, I was right.
That hurts.
Okay, so yeah, well, that's to hit. So he definitely grabs
Minus what?
and does 10 damage.
Oh,
Jesus Christ. You're getting fucked up.
I tried to help you.
Feldenir has
That's
2 HP.
Oh,
such a hard thing to do.
oh man.
Okay.
Bad news for you, bud.
Alright,
Hold on, the troll takes a step.
Oh god damn it.
this is just
Still might die
not
right
going
now.
well.
Feldenir's gonna die.
What's your max health?
All right.
47.
27?
47.
Looking down on Feldenir,
Oh,
I mean,
you should
Feldenir can tell that this thing is easily 4, maybe even 5 times his size. And it just lifts up the club and slams it down on the space. Let me see here. New stats because it's a new creature.
Please roll
He
bad.
slams it down on the space outside of the hallway?
Oh no, basically right next to Feldenir, so it hits everything in a one square radius.
Please roll bad.
Where is it? Okay.
Yes, he
Yes.
misses. Feldenir is alive.
Okay, so the club
Your ass
lands
needs to
outside of the
move!
You see it crack the granite ground, and just a shockwave goes right past Feldenir, and he manages to kind of hold true and does not take damage from it. And it looks down again and just kind of sneers and snorts. And it is Rand's turn.
Okay. As Rand is about to run through the door, what's going on over by the table catches his eye, and he stops and he pokes his head back out and sees the little exchange, and then sees all the runes disappear, and he goes, "God damn it!" And he calls out to what's
Ellen.
I was gonna say Ellis. He calls out to Ellen, "Hey, is it possible for you to do that again with something of mine?"
Alright, let me get in Ellen's mindset. Let me see here. We will have to see. I'm not inclined to do anything else with my table after this dirty mage has touched
Okay.
it.
Go fuck yourself.
Rand would like to say.
What did Coral say?
Rand would like to try to.
Coral used bad words.
Say go fuck
Well,
yourself.
Rand is gonna try a diplomacy here, and he's gonna say, "Yes, I understand the dirty mage used it without permission, but I am asking."
The dirty mage.
30.
Boo!
Fucking say no to that.
She just dropped her panties at the same time, too. How'd that happen?
She's like, how else can I help you? Smooth talking vagabond.
Oh, this feels weird. Okay. So yeah, she looks back and goes, "Well, for you, I might be able to make him."
Yeah.
Oh.
Phenomenal.
And even from across the room, Rand can see her kind of look him up and down a little bit.
Oh, good. Okay. He would
Meanwhile,
like to
Feldenir's
pull
dying
out.
down the hall.
He would like to pull out one of his daggers.
He doesn't know.
Yeah, his dagger.
Yes.
He unsheathed it. Don't be a
Yeah.
fool.
Sheathes his
Don't be a
dagger.
fool.
Oh my god.
Okay. So I would like to pull out my dagger, And I would also like to pull out my scorpion stinger poison gland that I have from that scorpion. And I want to just lob them over in their direction and say, I'm a little busy right now, but if you could make that same thing happen with those. The whole idea is I want to have a poison infused dagger.
So you're trying to throw it 35 feet over a table and across the room. You're gonna have to give me a dexterity.
No, I'm just like lobbing it in their direction. Even if it only lands like over here, I'm okay with that. I'm not trying to like make it land at their feet. Like
Okay,
I'll
roll
even
dex.
set it. No, I'll set it down on the table,
Okay, that's fine.
and I will say, can you please make what happened with his gun happen with these? I will be very indebted to you. And with that lovely thought in her mind, I'm gonna hightail it over here and check this door.
Okay. Why can't I seem to click on that? Oh, because I'm on the distance thing. Maybe I should select the selector. Let's see. All right, so you try to open it and it does not move.
Do I think it's jammed or do I think it's locked?
It's tough to tell. You can tell it's a big, sturdy wooden door that definitely does. You see a lock on it, but you can't tell if it's locked or if it's stuck. It just isn't open.
Okay, I'm gonna try and roll a lock picking on it. I get +2 for proficiency with my lock picking kit. Is it put into my stats? Yes, it is. Okay. Yes, it is. Okay. So I'm gonna try the lock really quick to see if I can discern if it's locked or not.
That was close. I was close to a 5.
It was close to a 1 is what it was.
Also.
So you take your lockpick tools out and you're messing with it, and all of a sudden you do feel a click and a slide, and the door opens.
Okay.
Did it cha-cha slide?
Did it open at all? Like open, or did it just unlock open?
No, it's opening. Give me a second. Sorry.
Okay. Because this will tell me if it connects up or not.
Maybe. It is a Feywild casino.
Come on. There we go.
Woohoo.
Oh shit!
That floor looks different.
Yeah,
Is that the portal? Do I want to roll perception on that?
That does not look like a portal.
1, 2, 3, 4. I've got 2 squares.
That looks like a mound of bones and dirt.
I'm rolling a perception on that. I want to see if I can tell what that is.
It's a snake.
Go for it tonight.
So 16 perception. It's definitely not a portal. You can tell that it's not anything like that. It's not a piece of the tile. It just looks like this kind of viscous liquid that's moving around in kind of a. It almost looks like an intelligent way,
Okay.
but it's just kind of molding. It almost looks like a big Jello mold.
Oh, it's a green slime. Okay.
It's gray in color.
It looks green. Gray.
can I do that?
It's a fucking slime or a gel or something, and I don't like it. Okay, I'm gonna text back. Can I tell what that is? That might be a door handle.
That's
This?
Yeah, that's what it's
This,
looking like.
Yeah, you can tell that's another door.
Okay, I found the back door. I'm gonna text everybody I found the back door. I can't make it to it right now. I've used up movement. Are we calling the lockpick a minor?
Yeah.
Okay.
Well, you've done a diplomacy check. You've done a thievery check. You've done a
Yeah, you've
perception
definitely
check.
done your whole turn.
That's what I'm getting at. Because all I was gonna do was move here and trade down if I had anything, but I don't, so it's fine.
No, yeah, you burned everything. Feldnir, you're up.
All right.
You're staring up at a big brownish gray troll that is not looking happy with you, and then on the other side you've got a zombie that's almost
Going
completely
after the
decayed and
zombie.
trying to reach after you.
Oh, I wish you hadn't done that so fast.
Okay, that'll hit.
I wish you'd fucking healing surged.
Yeah, I wish you'd used the second wind in your healing potion, dude. That would have been way smarter.
How dead is he?
Like 2
2
hit
hit
points away
points.
from unconscious dead. If this thing rolls a natural, it could kill him, basically.
Okay, so 10 damage. So you bring the hammer down, and it just disintegrates the rest of the zombie. It crumbles under your hammer.
I'm going
Nice.
to shift away from the troll.
Okay.
And as a minor action, I'm gonna put away my axe, reach into my bag, and grab a potion of cure light wounds.
Okay.
I can't. I don't have the ability to take it. It's a standard action to take a potion. So.
Okay.
You've
Aisling,
already
your turn.
used your point, haven't you? For the
I
encounter.
used my action point, so I'm also gonna turn back to Aisling and go. Ow!
Yeah. So you look at
So-
Feldner, and you can tell lots of the branches,
He's-
lots of his old branches are broken. He is beat up. Like you can tell
She's
he's just
gonna-
barely standing.
She's gonna grab him again, but this time she's gonna carry him and run, and head back towards the room with the table. So is that like a strength check?
I would actually
probably
just say
be
your
like
movement would
difficult
be
terrain
halved.
movement.
Yeah.
Yeah, just
Half
dragging
movement.
him.
No, I'm gonna carry him.
I don't
I
think you
think.
can lift him. He's heavy.
Okay, yeah. If you want to actually pick him up and try to run with him, go ahead and do a strength check.
Yeah, I'm trying to pick him up and run with him, like fireman style.
He's not bad.
Ooh.
Okay, yeah. You grab him, you haul him over your shoulder, and you can move your full movement.
So I take poor little Feldonir with me and go 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Get like down the hallway, and I'm gonna use my secondary for a healing surge and try to get him back to good. So what do I
Lay
have
on
to?
hands?
You have lay on hands or something
No.
like that as a paladin?
Yes, I have lay on hands, and I have 24 healing surges per day. So I can
Okay.
use one of those during the encounter, and it would be like if Feldonir rolled one, but it uses one of mine.
No, I understand. I just don't know what type of action it is.
So
Well, I would
I
say
guess
that's
Feldonir.
a standard action. It's just a spell, I think, right?
Yeah, but a lot of heals are minors too.
Hold on.
For example, my healing word is a minor.
What is it?
Oh, that's a different
Lay on
thing.
hands.
For this, my majestic word is a minor.
Lay on hands is a minor action.
Oh.
Uses power a number of times per day equal to your wisdom modifier, minimum of 1, but only once per round. Target one creature. You spend a healing surge but regain no hit points. Instead, the target regains hit points as if it had spent a healing surge. You must have
Okay,
at
so
least
that's a
one
long way
healing
of
surge.
saying yes. You can go ahead and do it, Halsey.
But I don't have a thing for healing surges to roll that I know of. Is it under stats?
No,
It's
a healing surge is a flat value, one quarter of your max.
So what?
It's his healing value.
My
that
healing
heals.
surge. It's fine. I'll take care of it. Thank you.
So then you go ahead and roll that, and let's get you to usable again. And she's going to use her minor.
That was the minor.
That was a minor.
Okay, so don't I have a bonus? So I
Yeah,
have a
standard.
move. What?
You have a standard.
Well, you grabbed me.
I
and
can
moved.
say something. I can say something, right?
Yeah.
Okay,
that's a
that's
free
all I'm
action.
trying to do.
That's a free action.
I'm just trying to say something. I'm gonna tell Feldonir, if you ever do that again, I will find somebody to resurrect you and kick your fucking ass. Do not fucking do that. If you run into danger like that when I pull you out, I will let you get smashed next time, so help me God. While I'm doing the lay on hands.
I'm kind of glad Fran wasn't there for that.
All right. As you yank Feldnir out of there, you do hear the troll kind of make a growl and a roar, but it does not sound like the roars you've been hearing through the rest of the dungeon. Unfortunately, I don't have an audio file for it, so you're just gonna have to take my word for it.
Does Feldonir have anything to say to his lecture?
It goes like that.
Yeah, I don't know. Does Feldnir have anything to say?
Feldonir kind of mumbles to himself. Says, "It got away."
She gives him a pat on the head, and she tells him, it's okay, Feldonir. And
I
that's
took
the end
out
of it.
3 of them.
Meanwhile, he's waiting for her to turn her back so he can run back in. I just know. I already know. Fucking Feldonir.
Okay, Squirrel, you're up.
Stupid little tree making me all maternal.
I'm going to I'm gonna ask Ellen. Well, hang on. As a wizard, do do I know that? Does she have to be there to give orders to her guards, or can she like give them an order and they obey?
Seeing as it's magic, there's a distance. I mean, there's limitations to it, but yeah, she doesn't have to necessarily be right next to me.
All right, then I'm gonna ask her. I'm like, can you handle the dagger and your guards, or do you need to focus on one or the other? Are you? Are
She just turns. She turns to you and she gives you a big sigh and rolls her eyes and does not answer.
Well, I figured the all-powerful wizard that studied in school. You know, just asking. Don't have to be a bitch. Then I
She
take
puts
off.
up her hand and just kind of goes, oh.
Yeah, I roll my eyes and I just start heading up towards Rand. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. And
What a
then,
haughty wizard we have in our group.
hey, now, like, she called me a dirty mage.
I was
right?
talking about Ellen.
So Feldenir sent a group text.
That's okay. She wants my nuts.
As he's laying on the ground, Feldenir pulls out his phone and sends a group text.
Yeah, random. Okay. Go away. Got away. We need to rest. Can we have those stove things stand guard? You're texting that to who?
The group.
He wants
Everybody.
it to go to Ellen in specific, I think.
Well, considering I don't believe you guys ever like exchange numbers with Ellen or anything,
No.
she's
They
not
can
going to receive
they
it.
can relay it to her. They're in the same
I'm
room.
sending a group text, and Rand, Coral, and Aisling will get it.
I'm gonna trade my standard action for more movement, just so I can get the fuck away from her, because she's pissed me off so bad that I know I'm gonna kill her.
Just don't touch my shit on the way by. She might not touch it then.
I'm gonna get right there.
He's gonna lick it now. Good fucking job.
No, I might not touch it.
I didn't touch shit. I just kind of eye it, and I'm like, I could do that with my fucking eyes closed.
Okay, can I, David, before you do Ellen, can I do something real quick? Can I grab Rand and
Feldenir.
jump over these, or Feldenir, and jump over these statues?
You definitely still have him slung over your shoulder.
And we're done with battle, right? So could I possibly just get out of the way, basically?
Well, we haven't necessarily finished with battle. We're still in initiative turn order.
Okay, 'cause I figured we were far enough away that he couldn't
I
get
don't
us
know
now.
that all of you guys have abandoned your
Yeah,
folks.
you do. I sent you a text message.
Oh, God,
Yeah,
we need to
you
rest.
did. Blah blah blah.
Well, you know what? Rand hasn't looked at that yet.
All right.
Oh,
for the sake of time, we will go ahead and say that initiative is over. Everybody has earned. Let me see here. Experience for les zombies, even though I think Feldner did take out almost all of them.
Kill this thing.
No. We're gonna keep going.
Okay.
I think you're making assumptions, but I'm down to try.
I really want to try to kill this thing.
Everybody has earned 75 XP for that encounter.
Oh, now I gotta do
You can
math,
go ahead and look at it.
motherfuckers.
And then okay, so Aisling is still carrying Feldenir and wants to get past the scouts.
Stop shaking the table. Yes,
So we'll
I
go
want
ahead and
to
say-
just try to jump over them. I was hoping I could do something dexterous and parkour over them, or possibly smash into them if I couldn't pull it off.
Oh, okay. Go ahead and give me an acrobatics.
Smashing through.
Hey, Halsey, are you getting my whispers, or is it just Brett that's getting the whispers that I'm sending to you?
You said put me in the bed. Yeah, I got that.
No, I'm just saying I also get her PMs. I was announcing that earlier for the DM's benefit, in case he ever sends her PMs.
But it was the middle of Coral's turn, so he probably didn't hear you.
Okay, so the dexterity check 14. Yeah, 14 is enough to. You don't necessarily. It's not terribly graceful, but you manage to kind of clamber your way over them and into the room. And they go walking past.
Yeah, just for the sake of the story, I wanted to get the fuck out of the way.
I understand.
Okay. I'm gonna move to Felden. I look over at Ellen and say, "May I use your bed? He's wounded."
Sorry, hold on. I'm moving the clay guys.
They're fine. I'm eating some chicken.
And I'm also gonna need another beer, so we're gonna take a 5-minute break here real quick.
All right, I'm gonna grab another cup of coffee.
I think we'll go. I'm planning on going until about 9:30, just so you guys.
Okay.
So,
Okay.
come back.
So
Come back around 9 o'clock.
pretty much the plan is to take probably a long rest at this point because we need like to gain hit points and shit back, which is gonna suck for our animals and our pockets, but whatever.
Well, let me
You're
clarify
the
one
one
thing.
with animals.
She goes past the clay scouts. The clay scouts go marching up the hallway, and then you hear one of them shatter.
Nobody told Ellen to stop the clay things from going into the room?
I don't think anybody wanted. Oh,
right.
no.
5-minute break. We'll be right back.
No, that was not something that was specified.
What?
I said that was not something that was specified. No, I don't think.
Okay.
So, you want to go short instead of me going short, and you'll cut your hair the way I want you to cut it.
Sure.
But I want to get rid of this like turned up fluffy stuff. Could you live with me getting a few layers put in? A little bit, just so when it grows out, it grows straight instead of curly. Can I just like fall over all these things and get past them? What if God was one of us? I don't know where that came from, but I thought it was pretty funny. Taz, stop whining about it.
All right, I'm back.
Yeah, we're on a short break right now.
Yep. Trying to get my laser put into my powers right now. rifles.
Did I miss anything? Yeah? No? Hmm? Hello?
Can't wait to get bit by your dog.
Is that your computer doing that? Is that your computer fan?
Possibly.
Okay. Just curious. Fucking Roger.
Not dark illusion.
I wonder. I hope I'm able to get a poison infused dagger out of it. That'll be dope. That is specifically why I kept that scorpion stinger.
Brent, I have something for you.
What's that?
Hold on. The caption is literally unplayable.
Okay.
Are we starting back up, or are you guys just hanging out? Okay, I'm gonna go fuck around with the laundry. I'll be right back. Dude, okay, so apparently Jennifer's boyfriend went after he was sexting some other chick that's married. And then when she was like, "What the fuck are you doing?" He went to go hit her, so she fucking pepper sprayed him in the face.
Damn.
Yeah. And he's drunk, so he was wasted
really
when he
good,
went
mate.
after her. But she fucking pepper sprayed him.
Like that.
Pretty much. And he went to go hit her, and when he raised his hand, she fucking got him. She's like, everyone's laughed about that so far, so don't feel bad. I'm like, good, because I was totally cracking up when you told me that. Like, I'm sorry that you were in that situation, but damn, that's hilarious. You pepper sprayed him. Oh man, that cracks me up. That's one way to defend yourself.
I'm finishing your babe.
How many of those have you got?
I had one this morning. The last one. Sent me out earlier.
Alright, I'm gonna roll this just to test it.
Alright, obligatory midget introduction.
Oh, hello. It is a midget.
Hello, midget.
It is the ninja duck.
I didn't know we had gnomes in this campaign.
He's a halfling. Or a homunculus, I'm not
I
sure
was
what.
gonna say a quarterling is more like it.
A quarterling? Yeah, kind of. Definitely small. And she's been looking over the whole time we've been playing. Dinah's been sitting on the couch and she's been looking over at us like, I want to play. Looks like they're having fun. Whoop. And now she's all excited.
Why is it also rolling versus fortitude?
Because that's part of the corrupt blood damage from the weapon itself, like with the enchantment. So if it hits the, like, basically how I see it as DM and rules interpreter. How I see it is if it hits the AC, that's when I would roll for the corrupt blood damage,
Right.
and that's why I added that in there.
Okay, because what I had in mind for my thing is not nearly that powerful or complicated. I just want to infuse the essence of the scorpion poison into the dagger.
Oh
You just
yeah.
want to make a poison dagger.
Yeah, ideally, I want to avoid having to recharge that shit the way you will be doing it.
Um.
But I'm hoping that given every base material that I need, the fact that it's not really a magical base that is being infused in, like your spell is, and the fact that it doesn't do something like that, it's just going to have an ongoing poison save end, is my ideal outcome. I'm hoping that'll be able to bypass needing to recharge it all the damn time because it's not doing like a magical thing. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Okay, wait. What are you talking about? Bypassing my what?
Oh, I was saying he's basically combined a spell with an effect into his gun for a short time. What I had in mind with the dagger is nothing nearly that complicated. Like, I'm basically giving all the physical properties that it's going to be having, and I just want the poison, the essence of the poison, to be infused into the dagger, so it gives an ongoing poison damage save end. I don't want something like this where it does another set of damage and everything. I'm hoping the fact that it has all of its base components and the fact that it's not imbuing some sort of a magical effect will help me get
Well,
around needing to.
let's make sure we all understand how his gun works now. It hasn't changed how much damage it does. What it has changed is the fact that it does the ongoing damage afterwards now. Now the gun already needed to be recharged every 24 hours. That's why it works that way. It's like kind of like a laser gun that is powered off of arcane magic. So he doesn't have to find bullets and load those.
I was
He
worried
can
that I might
recharge
have
it.
to do that for my dagger if I made it poisonous.
We'll see. That part of that's going to depend on how Ellen rolls when she does it, or if she does it. There's all kinds of stuff that could play into that.
So a quick question about my gun then.
Yes, sir.
Based on the roll, the hit damage from the corrupt blood damage, that wouldn't be from my spell. It would only do the 7 damage plus the 4 ongoing damage, right?
Yeah, it would do whatever. The damage that it does initially doesn't change. If you'd like, I can change. I don't have a problem with changing what type of damage it does. So instead of just being like piercing, it could be piercing and whatever type of damage that spell would do. And then it does ongoing damage now because of that.
Right, because, well, the thing is like, with the corrupt blood spell, if it hits, it's 3d8 plus my constitution modifier.
And you know what? That's right. I said you get to add your constitution No, because the ongoing damage is your constitution modifier, isn't it?
Right. But initially, with just talking about the corrupt blood spell, on a hit it does 3d8 plus my constitution modifier, and then on top of that it stacks with a continual constitution modifier damage.
Correct, but you haven't. It's not like you've preloaded the spell into the gun. You've changed the way that the gun, that the energy works inside the gun.
Right. So it would just be the damage of the gun plus my constitution modifier would be the ongoing damage.
That's correct. Yeah.
Okay. All right. So then I need to change that.
And that's only until you have to recharge it again, or when it runs out of power. And then you would have to do the spell again if you add another table with arcane winds and stuff like that. If you wanted to keep charging it up with that. Well, what I'm going for here is I don't want you guys just to be taking weapons and preloading spells onto it so that now you get to fire them off for free, because that's kind of ridiculous.
Right. No, I was thinking that too, but I'm getting I guess you could say the program language of the macro down correctly.
Gotcha. Okay, so let's keep going. We're ending at 9:30, and I know you guys wanna hop to it. So we're no longer in initiative at this time. Uh, Ellen goes ahead and grabs the dagger and brings it back and sets it on the table, but realizes that Rand didn't give her any kind of materials to work. Oh wait, no, I'm sorry.
I gave that poison.
So she puts her hand back out over the table, and the runes reappear at a flash. And then she takes the poison stinger and she cracks it open, and she lays it over the daggers, and then looks
It was
at
just
it.
one dagger. I only have one.
Lays it over the dagger, and then looks at it and goes, "You don't need magic for this." And she takes the runes back off the table and picks up the poisoned dagger to bring it back to him.
Okay, because I was.
Tell Ellen real quick before she goes over to Rand. Hey, you might want to stop those statues, because we're probably gonna rest up before taking that thing on again. We don't want all your statues to get destroyed right off the bat.
Okay, she turns. Oh, good. You don't think that they'll be able to take whatever's in there? Okay.
That thing is huge and scary.
So she hits her staff again. You see the flaring light, and you hear one more clay scout get smashed. Just kind of a.
So that leaves what? 4, 3. As a player, is there some sort of a time limit for how long that poison will be efficacious? Because that was my goal, to make it semi-permanent, if not permanent.
I would say dipping it in something like that would make it last for a certain number of uses. Roll a d6 and let's see how many uses you get.
We'll see. I would have just done that myself. She missed the point of what I wanted.
Well, you can't magically imbue it with poison. You have poison, you have a dagger, you wanted poison on the dagger.
Well, I wanted to see if there was some way I could imbue the essence of the poison into the blade, but no, that works.
6. Alright, well, you got the max usage.
6. Okay, so you have 6 uses on that until it is no longer the poison is no longer viable.
So how's that work? How's the poison damage going to work on that? Like, are they going to have to make a dex save or something, and it's an ongoing damage, or it's going to be ongoing damage save ends?
Yeah, I believe when a creature is poisoned.
Save.
Well, I believe when a creature is poisoned, it's a save ends effect in 4E, and it's either 5 or 10 damage. I'm considering how low level you are. We're going to go ahead and say 5, because this came off of a level 2 scorpion. So it'd be 5 damage per turn, save ends.
On top of your initial hit damage.
Well, the initial hit damage, again, it doesn't necessarily add anything to the initial hit damage, but the initial hit damage is going to both be either piercing or slashing, whichever one the dagger is, and poison.
Plus 5 poison damage or whatever on the initial hit, and then save ends. Okay. And another question. If he whips, does it still consider its use?
If he whips? What do you mean?
Whips. Like, if he misses with the dagger, is that still considered a use?
Oh, no, yeah, he'd have to actually use it. It would have to,
It would have to hit?
Yeah, the 6 uses indicates the amount of poison coming off the dagger every time he, stabs it into somebody or uses it like that. So it would have to make contact with something for some of the poison.
So he's got 6 hits with it, basically.
Yeah.
Alright. Can we take a short rest, or, a long rest at this point? I'm going to lose my action points, but I don't really care. I'm at 13 hit points.
Well, that is up to you guys. I mean, obviously, deciding to rest for 8 hours could have consequences.
Actually, wait a minute.
Deciding to rest for 5 minutes.
I don't think it's a good idea to rest at all.
Resting for 5 minutes, we can spend as many healing surges as we want, and we would get our encounter powers back.
That is correct.
And that's 5 minutes. Okay, then I'll do that.
I'm doing that too.
Okay.
So Feldenir's gonna come over here and sit/lay down on the bed and just relax for 5 minutes.
Okay. So while you guys are doing that, you are hearing the troll roaring the whole time in the other room. He's kind of just going berserk, and you're hearing him slam into the walls, and kind of just going nuts. And
does it sound like he's close to my wall?
No, you can tell the sound is coming from the side of the room where he was at already.
Okay, I want to try this door.
While he's doing that, I'm gonna come up here, and as I walk through the door, I'm gonna turn and see him. I'm like, so, A fucking dirty mage, eh?
There it is. Like, well, I don't have any position on your cleanliness. I was just trying to butter her up. But if you could check out that pile of goo behind me.
Oh wait, that's right. Okay, so while you guys are taking a short rest, I almost forgot about that. You guys are in a room with something. You check the door and it opens, and you do notice that the gray, sloppy, oozy stuff is slowly moving towards you.
Feldemir, while he's resting on the bed, he's gonna call Rand.
I'm telling you, better fucking hurry up, and I'm gonna aim at it and shoot it with my new and improved gun.
What?
The thing that's moving at us.
I guess I answer it.
Okay. Coral, Rand, roll initiative.
Aww.
Alright, can I just sent Rand a phone call.
I said I answered on my red beard.
Okay.
Oh, okay.
Alright, so Feldemir goes, hey Rand, what's going on? Where'd you go?
We're in the room that's in the upper left corner of the didn't see where I went. We're in the hallway in the corner of the room behind the bar table.
Okay, I'm gonna rest for a few minutes because I almost died.
I almost died?
After you ran away. I don't know why you ran away, but I almost died.
It's clearly your fault. Because I totally great with instructions like that.
And I'm gonna
The
say,
instructions weren't the problem. His listening skills are the problem.
when I'm done resting, can we try and fight that big thing?
Well, actually, I'm at the back door to the room, and I'm about to pop it open. Oh no, I'm in initiative now, and I'm about to pop it open to see what I can see from the other end of that room. Maybe we can get the drop on that troll.
All right, and you're not gonna tell me that something's attacking me right now.
Rand is not paying even the slightest bit of attention to that thing right now.
Oh, okay. All right. Okay, well,
Okay, Rand,
I'll talk
it
to you in
is
about
your
5
turn on
minutes.
the initiative.
Bye.
Did my shot go off before initiative?
It'll give you what you did during your turn.
Alright, well then I'm gonna retcon that. I'm not gonna do that.
Oh, okay. Fair enough.
All right, I am going to try this door. Actually, no. I'm going to very carefully try this door. So if it does open, I want it to open only a little bit so I can peek through and see if the troll's still on the other end before.
It doesn't open.
Okay. Can I tell if it's locked or if it's barricaded?
You cannot tell.
Okay, well, I'm gonna try the lock to see if I'm gonna test out the lock. Yeah.
Nice.
Damn! The rolls are with you tonight, Brent.
Okay,
No,
so
they're
you
not.
carefully
Just in certain sections.
carefully manage to slide the lock on it. Deadbolt gives way, and the door doesn't creak open, but you can tell it's got give.
Okay. Okay. Actually, am I able to see through the lock into the room?
No.
Okay.
Remember, this is the modern day. The locks aren't like
Oh, yeah,
giant
that's right,
holes. It's like a think of it as maybe a deadbolt or something like that on it.
Yeah, I remember. I temporarily forgot. Okay, I'm gonna carefully inch the door open, trying not to let it creak or anything, so I can see into the room.
Okay, give me a stealth check.
Yeah. Yeah. Where's my thing? Oh, see, I told you they're not with me.
Okay. Well, that's 13's not terrible. So it makes a little bit
As
of
long as
noise
it
as it
doesn't-
creaks open, but it doesn't seem to resonate out. And you can see a bit into the room now.
Okay.
That is a fairly accurate representation of what he would see.
Yeah. I wonder what those runes are all about on the floor. Okay. I'm gonna step away from the door so I'm not seen in case he does look over at us.
Okay.
That leaves me with 2 movement.
You can definitely hear coming from that room is he's still burrowing and like bashing and trying to get in
He's digging at the other side.
this other side. Yeah, so he doesn't notice you open him.
Okay. I asked Kirill if he's got any idea who that guy is.
You cut in and out, man.
Oh, I was asking you if you know what this blob is at all.
No fucking clue yet. Nice of you to take notice now.
Well, it's small. It's fine. Relax.
Leave it
Okay,
to
I'm
the
gonna.
dirty mage, man.
All right,
Dirty mage.
Quirrell's turn.
Well,
I would like to.
Pretty worked up as well.
I would
I would
like
like
to
to smell a
perceive
squirrel.
what that is.
So I can defend myself.
Sorry, Richard. What was that? Brent was talking over you.
I was gonna say I would like to perceive what that is.
Okay, roll perception.
I don't know
No
what the
idea.
fuck it is.
Yeah, all you see is it's just a big blob. You can tell it's moving. You can tell it's got some kind of. It's definitely alive in some respect, but that's it.
Does it have any type of geometric shape?
Not when you roll a 1, you're not gonna know that.
It looks weird. All right.
It has proportions.
It's definitely in there, guys. There's something.
I'm gonna shoot at it.
Well, it's Rand's turn. Oh wait, no, all you did was a perception check. I'm
Yeah,
sorry.
that's
I'm
all
sorry.
I did, man.
I'm sorry. I'm just trying to move it along because I know you guys wanted to get to the troll, and honestly, we're not gonna with 7 minutes left. So.
Oh, we'll figure it out.
Rub it in. Just rub it right in.
We'll save that for next game. But
All right. So I shot it.
okay. Oh, 16 versus AC will hit, and then it does 5 damage.
Well, it's 4 damage, and then it
Or
would
4
be
damage.
it would be another 4 damage on top of that for the corrupted blood damage.
Which normally would be the case. However, this thing doesn't seem to care that it's got the corrupted blood on it or the poison damage.
Okay. All right.
So it takes the hit. It hardly does anything. Little energy bolt just kind of goes through it and causes a little hole that fills in again.
He clearly didn't see my like Annie Oakley style shooting and taking nothing out of this guy.
I'm gonna tell Petrie to actually, since Petrie is my familiar and he comes from an arcane plane, I'm gonna ask Petrie if this is arcane in nature or not.
Okay. Roll an Arcana check.
So basically, I'm trading in my movement for a bonus action. Stats. Arcana. 'Cause I'm pretty good at those.
Ouch.
Wow. A 12.
Okay. Well, Petrie responds basically with stuff that you already know. It is typically oozes don't just form on their own. So they do sprout up around areas of great arcane magic or great arcane power, but they're not necessarily like created by another creature.
Okay. And then as a free action, I'm gonna tell Rand. I'm gonna tell him, that it's an ooze, and oozes typically form around arcane, like high arcane areas, and so that troll is gonna be guarding the gateway.
Well, that makes sense. There's a whole bunch of runes and stuff all over the floor. Did Rand, when he was inside the room at the very first, did he see the big inscription of the spider in the center?
Yes. You guys have seen that from the other door.
I also described that.
Okay.
Okay.
All right, Ooze's turn.
Ooh.
He moves forward a bit. Rand, it's your turn again.
Hold on, let me see. 1, 2. I need to look at a
I will
skill.
say Ellen makes a little walk over this way because she's here. You guys went out that way. Not to mention she doesn't want to go over by the bed because she's watching bed bugs jump off of Feldnir into her bed.
Oh no! That.
She deserves it. She deserves it.
According to you.
Sorry, I'm not in love with her. All right.
No,
Mr.
I'm just
Charm.
saying he tried to help me out.
All right, and Aisling, to see if you get bed bugs while you're sitting or laying on a
already have
bed with Feldner, give me a
I already
con.
have them.
Okay.
Oh wait, you already have them. Oh, okay, sorry.
Okay.
I forgot that you guys already got infested.
So I want to use a reaction. I'm using an immediate reaction at the end of that guy's turn. When it does its move up to me, I think I can trigger it. Let me see here. Within 3 squares. 1, 2, 3. Yes, sir. Okay. So, startling offensive. Enemy enters a square within 3 squares of you. I can shift up to 2 squares to a square adjacent, excuse me, Nathan, to the triggering enemy and make the following attack with combat advantage. A dexterity versus AC attack, 1 weapon plus dexterity mod damage.
Okay.
So, nope, that was the wrong one. Sorry.
Bluff.
Well, that's my anticipate that makes it grant me advantage.
No, that doesn't hit.
Okay, so now I start my turn. But I'm still next to it. Okay, now.
All right, you notice when you walk up to it, it reeks. It just has this nasty, pungent, almost acidic smell that's kind of burning your nose and seems to almost infiltrate all of your pores.
Okay, so I look over at Quirrell with my eyes kind of watering, and I'm gonna say, see, I thought this was you, but apparently it's this. And I would like.
Can I smell it from where I'm coming from?
Nope.
All right. Okay.
Where is?
In fact, I will let you guys see the smell.
So that's probably going to give me a penalty on attacks.
Let us see the smell.
Yeah, I can do an aura of stench.
What am I going to do with this thing?
Gonna murder it.
Can you see the green square?
Yeah.
Yes.
That's its stench.
Oh, damn. Okay. Oh, damn.
Shouldn't he roll a Constitution save to see if he's like choking and gagging on this smell?
Nope.
No, I think it's probably going to give me disadvantage on attacks. That's probably what it's going to do. Okay. I'm actually going to use the thing that I used incorrectly the last time. I'm going to do an anticipate maneuver against it. It has to make a check versus my bluff. Or do I have to make a check versus?
So I'd say wisdom versus your bluff kind of a thing.
Well,
Remember, he doesn't have actual skills, so I have to base it on like a base.
I know. I've got it. I've got it right here. What it is? You make an insight check opposed by a bluff check that the target makes as a free action.
So insight, I think, is based off of wisdom, right?
Yes.
Okay, so I'll base it off of wisdom here.
So I have to do my roll.
Yeah, do your bluff.
That's such a weird power.
That's it says saga, but that's its insight check.
Oh.
God damn.
It gets a +1. It's that intelligent.
Yeah. All right, so it grants me combat advantage until the end of my next turn.
Okay.
Okay. I'm going to sly flourish at it.
That'll hit.
All right.
Ooh.
And then because of my combat advantage,
So 17 damage.
Ooh.
And then 3 damage.
Ooh.
So you hack this thing almost in half, and the smaller side of it just seems to kind of wither and fade away, leaving it about half the size it was before.
Okay.
By the way, just FYI, everyone, after we go through this turn, which is Rand, Quarrel, and then the ooze, we will be ending for the evening.
Okay.
Damn it.
Okay, I'm gonna spend another one of my action points, leaving me with one. This encounter, and I'm gonna hit it with another Sly Flourish.
So that'll be essentially like 12 seconds, right?
That'll hit. It's more like he does 2 quick things in a 6-second period.
How many times has the turn order gone through?
Twice.
So it's been like 12 seconds.
Oh,
so
I get what
Feldenir
you
is
mean,
still reeling on the bed trying to heal up.
Oh no, yeah, you guys are definitely, since you took a short rest, it's gonna be 5 minutes. You guys are still sitting there. You're out for at least this whole combat.
5 minutes, I don't think.
I'm essentially leaving it as you guys will be out for this combat and then in for the next one.
Yeah, Quirrell and I can easily handle this, and then we can take the troll at our leisure and finish off that 5 minutes.
Yep.
Because Rand is probably going to want to recharge his.
Okay, is Rand done with his turn, or is he gonna keep?
I rolled another Sly Flourish, which hit. Now
I said it hit, yeah.
Yeah, I'm trying to remember the critical in this gives me automatic max damage, or does it let me?
Yeah,
roll?
automatic max damage.
Okay.
Yeah, in 5e you roll some extra stuff, but in this it's automatic max damage.
Okay, so.
So the Sly Flourish, I'm pretty sure that's what, 18, and then plus the advantage is another 12.
Yes, that sounds about. No, it'd be 1d6 plus 6 plus 6, so it'd be 18, and then another 12. If you're going to give me the max on sneak attack as well, yeah.
Well, yeah, it's a crit, man. Crit's a crit.
So yeah,
Okay,
that's 30 damage.
You so fast that you can't even see the blade. You just go and slice this thing up into tiny little pieces that seem to evaporate into the air as the ooze disappears, leaving behind just kind of a acidic stench in the air.
Okay, and I look over at Quirrell and I just quip at him. How's that for paying attention?
All right. Okay, so that's going to be it for the evening.
Okay.
Yay!
Is there
That was
combat
fun.
over, or is there more?
Is what?
Combat
So that's the end of that one. I think it was only. Let's see.
Okay, we're just.
Since they were the only ones involved in that, they're going to be the only ones who get XP from it. You guys get 120 split between the two of you, so you get 60 XP each.
I did all the work. He lucked out.
Hey man, hey. As you say, how's that for paying attention? I'm gonna look at you and say, if we ever get on the wrong side of things, and it's me versus you, it's gonna be a damn good fight.
I do have to say, I want to let you guys peek behind the screen a little bit. That ooze was an acidic ooze, which is the acid damage that the troll was going to be weak against, and you were very fast to kill it.
Yeah, I said.
So when you say how's that for paying attention?
So you could have ran that thing into the room and had the troll trip on it, but no, we had to Sly
But
Flourish
no,
it.
you've got.
There's a lot of things that you guys could have done with it,
Yeah,
but you
one
chose to kill
time.
it.
Okay, what's it gonna do? Stomp on that thing, destroy it, and hurt its foot?
It's an ooze.
Don't know that.
I know that I just destroyed it. It's 800 times my size.
You destroyed it, and you got the experience for it, so you did what you wanted to do.
Hey, what level was level 4?
Oh, you mean what point do you hit level 4?
Yeah.
I think it's a bit.
Hold on, I have it. Hold on. Don't say anything. Gosh, hold on. Fuck.
Are you sure? Because I've got it
900?
up.
No, that's for 5th
No,
edition.
you're right.
You need level 4 for 4th.
Yeah, I've got a cheat sheet that shows this stuff. Oh, now my computer's being stupid. Hold on. Beep, 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 beep. Which, by the way, you guys don't necessarily have to, but if anybody wants to put a little more in their backstory, it would be awesome. I was kind of sifting through, just kind of figuring out stuff for the future.
I
And
have a lot in my backstory.
I know you do, Calvin. I know you do, Nate, but a lot of you guys have very little, and it's not that
We
you
need
have
to
to
fill it
spend
up.
more, but it will help with the story moving forward if I can get just a little bit more out of you guys.
Yeah.
I know I don't want you guys to sit
So,
here and write
wait,
the
The
whole time.
same could be said about 5e.
Homework.
Just saying.
Yeah.
Okay. Fourth level is at 3,750.
Okay,
Okay.
alright.
Like 1,000 away.
3,750.
At which point you will add +1 to 2 of your scores and gain another feat.
Nice. Okay.
Wait, what happened? Somebody gained
Level 4 comes at 3,750 experience.
Oh,
At which
okay.
point you will get +1 to 2 of your scores and you'll gain an additional feat.
I need about 1,000 experience.
Or you can take
a
a
little under 1,000 experience for me.
right, or is that 5th edition?
Wait, what?
Never mind.
We'll cross our bridge when we get to it. We're probably 3 sessions away from leveling.
Maybe.
I'm stopping the stream.
Okay.